This video is sponsored by menswear brand LESTRANGE. More about them later. Spending money can be fun, but only if we do it right. So in that spirit, let me share with you 10 strategies to spend our money for maximum life fulfillment. And hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tay from Financial Tortoise, where we learn to grow our wealth slow and steady. The number one strategy to spend for maximum life fulfillment. If you read any money articles, this may sound cliche, but probably because it's most true. Spend on experience. Especially if you have a choice between experience and things. After a long hard day at work, our natural default to console our worn out minds is to buy something nice. The new iPhone, a new pair of shoes, a new couch from Crate & Barrel. All in the hopes that something nice and new should make us feel better. However, research, and probably our own experiences, show that we find greater long-term satisfaction from experiences versus things. With things, we not only get used to a new item quickly, we have a natural tendency to keep on raising the bar in order to keep up with everyone. Why do you think the new iPhone release always gets so much attention? The current iPhone is totally fine, but people can't help themselves but want the latest because all of our coworkers have one. Adaptation is a great trait for survival, but not great for life satisfaction. However, when we spend on experiences, comparison matters much less. We don't compare experiences the same way we compare things. Experience is so unique to each individual, it's hard to quantify the relative value of any two experiences. Additionally, experiences have the effect of enhancing our identity. We aren't a collection of all the things that we own, but we are the accumulation of all of our experiences. Everything we've seen, we've done, and places we've been. The new iPhone isn't going to change who we are as individuals, but that amazing trip to Southeast Asia with the family does change us. We become closer as a family. We come to appreciate how big the world is, and we may even come back with new ideas on what direction we want to take our lives. Things are nice to own, but they're not part of our identity. However, experiences are part of us. At the end of the day, we're simply the sum total of our experiences. So in order to maximize life fulfillment, spend on experiences, not things. Number 2 strategy to spend for maximum life fulfillment. Instead of spending a big chunk on one or two pleasures, spread it out. Spend on many small pleasures. In the line of adaptation, adapting in general is a good trait. Without the skills to adapt to new places and people, we will never adapt. However, this is also a double-edged sword when it comes to spending for maximum life fulfillment. How many of us can give an example of something we wanted so badly, but after we bought it and used it for a week, we quickly adapted and it lost its novelty? Most common is probably a brand new car. We buy a brand new car and drive it home with so much excitement, so much anticipation that it's going to give us so much lasting joy. However, after a month, or for some of us, after a week, we quickly adapt. It no longer has that new car thrill. Even the new car smell dissipates. Thus, if we want to extract the maximum value from every dollar we spend, it may be better to indulge in a variety of frequent, small pleasures. Instead of spending all of our money on one big nice car, spread it out across many small purchases. Order that $10 appetizer next time you go out to eat. Why limit yourself only to Disney Plus? Go crazy and let's add Hulu Plus as well for extra $7.99. Why get the softcover book when you can get that hardcover for $3 extra? Let's go nuts and get it. Now, let's not go crazy and do this in every area of spending, but if we're smart about it, we can extract much greater life fulfillment from these small, many pleasures than one or two large ones. The number 3 strategy to spend for maximum life fulfillment. Spend on quality. Growing up, I really had no idea what this concept of quality meant. Because we didn't have much money, I came to believe that spending less always trumped spending more. I couldn't understand why anyone would spend $200 on a pair of running shoes when you could buy a similar looking one for $10 or $15 at Payless. I believed this because I was conditioned this way by my parents. Whenever I needed a new pair of running shoes, my mom would take me to either Payless or the local swap meet, and she would find me a decent pair for an affordable price. It wasn't until I was in college I started to really realize why these shoes were so cheap. Being part of the Army ROTC program, I had to run at least a couple miles every morning, some days up to even 5 miles. And if you don't have a good pair of running shoes, your feet will tell you pretty quickly. Not only was I getting injured often, the shoes would wear out just after a month or two of use. Friends of mine who were wearing more expensive running shoes didn't seem to have the same complaint. So one day, I decided to pull the trigger and get myself a brand new pair of Nike running shoes that cost over $100. Now, this was over 20 years ago, so $100 is quite a bit of money for a college student back then. But man, what a difference. After running in cheap shoes, these Nike shoes made me feel like I was running on clouds. The soles, the weight, everything was just perfect for runners. And not only was my feet not hurting anymore, in the long run, I actually saved money. The $100 pair of quality running shoes lasted me for the rest of college. If I kept my cheap shoes, I know I would have had to replace them several times a year, which in total would have come out to more than what the one $100 running shoes would cost me. If you're frugal like me, it's hard to shell out big dollars. However, for certain items, quality is really worth it. The number 4 strategy to spend for maximum life fulfillment. In the theme of spending on quality, spend on timeless. In the book Millionaire Mind by Dr. Thomas Stanley, He talks about how when it came to furniture, many of the millionaires surveyed had a propensity to purchase high-grade, antique furniture of traditional style. Timeless classics. Many of them were more sensitive to the quality and the traditional nature of the furniture than the price. And the primary reason was because these millionaires value their time above anything else. They knew that if they invested in the best classic furniture, they would last many, many years. Many would even outlive them. And less time they would need to spend looking for new, latest trend sofas or beds throughout their lifetime. And this doesn't mean that they're not taking care of these timeless pieces. The millionaires talked about how they would refinish and reupholster their classic furniture so they would still look good with time. Not only does this cost less than buying new, again, this saves a tremendous amount of time. Shopping for new furniture can take hours, days, and weeks, whereas refinishing or reupholstering existing timeless classic furniture is as easy as selecting new fabric and coordinating a time with these suppliers. So in order to maximize life fulfillment, consider investing in timeless classics. Not only could this save you money, but a tremendous amount of time you could reinvest in other areas of your life. On the theme of quality and timeless, I want to take a moment to thank and introduce you to today's video sponsor, LESTRANGE. I admit, I'm not the most popular personal finance YouTuber out there. Not even close. However, do you know what I can be? The most stylish personal finance YouTuber. Don't laugh. A man can dream. And the perfect partner to help me do exactly that is LESTRANGE. With the ethos, with less, do more, LESTRANGE is a B Corp certified menswear brand with the mission to make owning less the new luxury. They offer a modular wardrobe of garments designed for versatility and longevity that stands the test of time. All their clothes are carefully designed to strike the perfect balance between smart and casual, making them fit to be worn in any environment. If you guys watch any of my other videos, you know I really value simplicity, quality, and a timeless approach to things, in both money and in life in general. That's why I'm very excited to partner with LESTRANGE in this video. It's easy to spend our limited time and money chasing trends. We spend way too much time trying to understand what people are wearing. We spend way too much money replacing our wardrobe with the latest new pieces. LESTRANGE's modular wardrobe and versatile timeless pieces cut through all of that noise. Their pieces are so well made that you buy them once and they'll last you for years. Check out their 24 trouser. Not only does it fit so well, it strikes the perfect balance of smart casual. It's perfect for the office as well as just for wearing it at home. Look at its hidden elastic waistband. All-day comfort combined with crisp tailoring. And their Hydro Wool Bomber Jacket. Not only does it look amazing, its waterproof membrane makes it perfect for commuting and city traveling. So if you've been looking for simple yet quality menswear clothing, I highly recommend you check out LESTRANGE. And if you use my special discount code, which I'll have in the description below, you'll also be saving money at the same time. Or keep watching until the end, where I'll also share the discount code so you can save on your first order. Alright, with that said, let's get back to the video. The number 5 strategy to spend for maximum life fulfillment. Spend to buy back time. Time is the ultimate equalizer. Someone might have more money than us, might be better looking than us, but we all have the same 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year. No amount of money can get you 25 hours in a day, no matter how hard you try. It is the most finite and precious resource. So how we decide to use it will have one of the greatest impacts on our overall well-being. Here are a couple ways my wife and I spend to buy back more time. When it comes to tech devices like computers and phones, though we don't care too much about the latest model, we do care how fast they run. We're living in a digital age where we're spending more and more time on our devices every day. Many of us make a living behind the computer screen. We entertain ourselves through our iPads, and we use our phones to help us navigate when we drive. And we all know the frustration that comes with trying to function with a slow phone or a slow computer. From a financial perspective, it might seem a little careless to replace our phones or computers whenever they slow down. However, when we look at it from a perspective of saving time, it makes perfect sense. Just imagine you waiting 5 seconds every time you open up a new program on your computer. You multiply this over a day, a week, and a year, and you could be talking about hours, if not days of your time being wasted waiting. Thus, for my wife and I, given that we spend so much of our time on digital devices, we don't hesitate too much to replace our key gears when we start noticing them slowing down. Another area is grocery shopping. For some people, going to Costco or the local grocery store to pick up milk might be a fun experience, but for me, it's quite draining. Not only do I have to navigate the aisles, trying my best not to hit anyone with my cart, I have to do it with 2 kids under 10 who are constantly whining about why they can't buy another box of Fruit Loops. Thus, I gladly pay for grocery delivery. It costs extra, but I gladly pay because that hardworking individual delivering my groceries is saving me so much time and energy that I can repurpose in other areas of my life. The number 6 strategy to spend for maximum life fulfillment. Spend just enough. Think about how we buy homes. For many Americans, a big home with a big lawn symbolizes the ultimate American dream. Therefore, many of us work very hard to live in the biggest house we can afford. A huge formal dining room, a separate workout room, a home office for when I'm working from home. And you can't forget the guest bedroom for when the cousins come to visit, right? We envision a big home where we're constantly entertaining guests and maximizing all its amazing features. According to a study published in the Wall Street Journal, close to 70% of the family's time was primarily spent in the kitchen and the family room. Living room was only used to walk through. home gym was a nice to have, and the guest bedroom was essentially dead. Every family is different, however studies like these highlight that majority of our homes most often go unused. If you're paying a huge mortgage for a home that sits mostly empty, it doesn't give you much pleasure. Just a bunch of stress and most likely an ulcer. However, if you buy just enough, a home where you're getting the maximum usage, then you're really spending for maximum fulfillment. The number 7 strategy is spend for maximum life fulfillment. Spend to learn. Happiness and fulfillment is a natural byproduct of growth. When we learn something new, when we achieve mastery of something, we feel a sense of accomplishment. Just look at children. You can literally feel the joy a child feels when they learn something new and accomplish something with that new knowledge. My son would struggle to put together Lego pieces. It was hard following the instructions and staying focused. However, when he got to the end, he was so proud of his accomplishment. He showed it to everyone because he found so much fulfillment from it. When my daughter learned to draw a cat following a YouTube video, she was overjoyed by the fact that she learned and mastered a new skill. We humans are made to continuously grow, and learning is a major part of that. So if you want to spend for maximum life fulfillment, spend to learn. That's why whenever I encounter a new book or a course I think could upgrade my knowledge or skill, I don't hesitate too much before spending. Even if I can learn just one thing from a book, it was totally worth it because at the end, I'm a sum of everything that I've experienced and learned. The number 8 strategy to spend for maximum life fulfillment. Spend on your future self. Spend so you can extract joy from anticipation in addition to the eventual satisfaction. Imagine you have a choice to eat your favorite donut now, or save it for later. What do most people do? What would you do? Eating it right away is tempting, but I recommend save it for later. Because from a maximum fulfillment perspective, when you save the donut for later, not only do you get pleasure from it when it is eventually eaten, you also get all the additional pleasure of looking forward to the event. It's been proven again and again that people reap a lot of joy from anticipating an upcoming event, even in situations when the event itself is not entirely enjoyable. This is the reason why I love to plan our vacations months or sometimes a year or two out. Book it early and mark it on the calendar. Not only will we as a family be able to enjoy it when it finally arrives, the anticipation of that trip gives us the opportunity to fantasize and dream. The number 8 strategy to spend for maximum life fulfillment. Spend on what is most important to you, not what is important to everyone else. Comparison shopping at times can be good to ensure we're buying quality products. I like to make sure that when I'm getting a new phone case, at least to look at a few other options before deciding on one. This gives me a sense of satisfaction and confidence in the final phone case I purchase. However, comparison shopping taken too far could distract us from the attributes of the product that will be most important to us, focusing our attention too much on the characteristics that make one different from the other, versus the characteristic that is best for us. Going back to my phone case example, if I was to focus so much on comparing one phone case to the other, I could start to obsess over the features that distinguish one case from the other, when in fact the difference doesn't really matter, because what's so important to me is not what's so different about these phone cases. The phone cases could be competing on color options. One company has glitters, another one has reflective paint on them, another one has no color, completely transparent. But let's say my priority is durability. Then these differences does not matter. We're just wasting our time comparing all these different colors. Bottom line, be careful of comparison shopping and spend based on what is most important to you, not what the market tells you or others tell you is important. The number 10 strategy to spend for maximum life fulfillment. And this is probably the most powerful way to spend money. Spend on relationships. Humans are social beings. Without other people to socialize and interact with, we would literally die. The movie Castaway wasn't a movie about a man trying to survive on an island. Rather, it was a reflection of our deepest desire for social connection. I'm sure if we were stuck on an island by ourselves for 4 years, we would all have a volleyball named Wilson as our best friend. That's if we're lucky enough to even find a volleyball. So if you want to maximize life fulfillment, don't fill your house with things that will be sold off at an estate sale when you die. Rather, spend it on relationships. Spend on a quality date with your partner. Take your kids to a professional soccer game. Get a cup of coffee with a friend. Spend on relationships. Before we end, real quick, if you're looking for a great menswear brand, I highly recommend you check out LESTRANGE. With less, do more. And don't forget to use my special discount code to save money. Thank you guys for watching. In the spirit of spending money well, if you'd like to see some of my favorite books that you might also want to invest in, check out my video here. Until next time, all the best.